IndyCar racing to town. But before that, we have a soccer-filled show as the World Cup is just days away. I'll talk World Cup with Stevenson Soccer's head coach, John Plaviak. But first, the man who has played a large role in the operations of Baltimore's two Major League teams, Roy Sommerhof, the Ravens Vice President of Stadium Operations. And Roy, welcome to the show.
Great to be here, Stan. Thanks very much.
It's been a long time we've known each other. You worked for Baltimore's other Major League franchise for a long time, but when the Ravens came to town, you started working for them in ticket operations. Now you're Vice President of Stadium Operations.
You're absolutely right. You know, I've kind of full circle. I did the stadium thing with the Orioles.
Yep.
Many moons ago. Helped open Oriole Park and did the All-Star game there, and kind of come full circle. And I'm excited to be with the Ravens and working in the stadium side of the business.
Now, the stadium side of the business got quite interesting because the Ravens have contractually had the right for a long time, and now with Terry Hazeltine in town, a lot more action where the Ravens are front and center with events like the NCAA lacrosse event that was just held, and now the announcement of this big soccer game between Manchester City and Internazionale Milano.
Yeah.
Did I get that right?
Well, you did get it right. They commonly call it Man City.
Right.
And Inter Milan, or for soccer aficionados, Inter is kind of the code word for them. And it's going to be great. We think it's going to be a great evening on July 31st, Saturday night at M&T Bank Stadium. You know, we had a big event there last year. We had AC Milan, which is in the city of Milan with Inter Milan, another rival team, and then we had Chelsea, and we sold the game out. We had over 70,000 people at M&T Bank Stadium for that game. So we're excited about the matchup. We think it might even be a better matchup than last year, and we hope that the fans will embrace it and come down to M&T Bank Stadium and really enjoy some great international soccer.
Now, as I saw Dick Cass out at the lacrosse event last weekend, the Ravens are not just sort of help put the event, get the event, and then back off. You guys staff quite a bit of these events.
Yeah, we're deeply involved in all these events. We were deeply involved in the NCAA lacrosse event that just occurred this past weekend. We'll be deeply involved with the soccer event. In fact, you know, we're the promoter for this particular event. So we're, you know, really deeply involved in that particular event, and other events that will come, that we hope will come to our stadium, will be as involved as well.
How important are they to the financial viability of the franchise? And viability may be too strong a word. I mean, you know, margins are shrinking in every business today. So for the Ravens to be able to put on 3 to 5 other big events during the course of the year, it's got to be helpful to the bottom line.
I think it helps a little bit. A big part of it, though, is for the community impact, and you know what that does is it helps. For instance, this past weekend when we had the lacrosse, we had people in town from all over the country for 3 days, staying in Baltimore hotels, eating in Baltimore restaurants, and doing those type of things in the downtown area.
So it brought about, from what I heard, about $20 million into the coffers.
Yeah, that's what we estimate. We'll get the numbers a little bit later, but you know, these type of events really help, I think, the city and the state in general economically. From a Ravens standpoint, it helps a little bit, but that's not our core business. Although we want to bring content to the stadium, it helps to promote our suite owners and give our suite owners other activities and events, and also our season ticket holders, who we refer to as our PSL owners. They get options for these particular events. So, for instance, for lacrosse and for the soccer event, our season ticket holders had an option to purchase these tickets before the general public. So it gives them some advantage, and it kind of helps everyone.
But what I'm hearing, though, is that the team and Art Modell and Steve Bisciotti have almost felt an obligation to help back economically the state and the city more so than to fill their coffers.
Yeah, it's more about the community, and it's more about bringing the content in and helping the city and the state, with those economics that we just talked about.
Now, you and I talked off the air, and we're going to be joined by John Plaviak after the break. But just in a minute or so, Terry Hazeltine came in a little bit over a year ago. What's he meant to this effort of putting more big-time events here in town?
Well, I think Terry's role has been great because I think he brings a lot of entities together, and he can call, because he's a state employee. He can call on all the resources of the state of Maryland, and it's a very quick and easy thing. I called him today about something related to our soccer match on July 31st, and it was very quick and easy, and he made the process go very, very easily. So I think,
He's having a facilitator.
Yeah, I think having Terry in that role helps not only to bring events, but also once the events come, to help manage those events as well.
All right. You're going